Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to have a little mix-up of a lot of different products. I'm going to start off with my basic skincare, move to some Get Ready With Me, and then as I go along, I'll go over some empties that I've gone through over the past few months. But hopefully you all are having a nice warm day today. We are supposed to have a winter storm here in Texas, but right now we are at 39 degrees, and not much is going on, just cold weather. So hopefully all of you are keeping warm and safe and not in too much of a storm wherever you're at. So we're going to start off with my basic skincare. These are just 4 basic items that I use on a regular basis. Excuse me. And allergies here are bad. So if I sound a little scratchy, that's why. I'm going to start off with what kind of the order I use. I always use an anti-aging serum. And you want to go from the lightest weight serum or cream, work all the way up to your thickest cream. That's how you would apply your products. And I am no expert, but that is the best way to absorb them that I've read and researched about. Oh my goodness. So, there we go, trying to get minimal sunlight. But I've used this. This is my 3rd bottle, Skin Brightening and Anti-Aging Serum. It has tranexamic acid, arbutin, vitamin C and E, licorice, and hyaluronic acid. And they make this to order, so when you order it, they make it. It doesn't sit on the shelf, and they grab one when you make it, so that is nice. And I got this from a skincare. She is and I can't remember her name, so I apologize, but she is I wouldn't say skincare expert, but she's a esthetician. And she talked about a product that she trusts and uses. So I've tried it, and it seems to work on my sunspots. They have lightened up. And these are acne marks. So it's really lightweight. It's liquidy, as you can see. It absorbs pretty quickly, but I put that on first. Second, I would use a retinol, and I've already tried all these products. This is AVON Retinol. AVON Line Eraser with Retinol. And this has really helped with minimizing my pores around my nose. Right here have been the worst. And so this has really helped. And it's also helped with acne scars. And you always want to use a retinol for wrinkles, too. It has helped greatly with my creases that I have here too. They have minimized my forehead creases too. Excuse me. And then an eye cream would be my next in the lineup. And this is one of 2 that I use. This is the ANEW Eye Lift Pro. So I like this one because it has an upper eye gel that helps lift, which is that part, and a lower eye cream which helps with your dark circles, puffiness, and moisturizing. So I really like this one. And then I got a sample of this with the product that I ordered, but I use this one too. Some type of alpha hydroxy type product. I use that too because it helps with skin smoothing. This one is a ANEW Ultimate Day Cream, and there's different types of ANEWs, and this one would be like the second to the highest anti-aging one. And so this one has an SPF of 25, and it's just it feels kind of thick, but it seems to absorb pretty well. I put it on, like half an hour ago, and it leaves a little bit of a shine, but it makes it slightly tacky, but it works really well under makeup. And ladies, you always want to use an SPF to help prevent sunspots, like I did, like I have. And that would be my next in the lineup. And I'm going through some of my empties. I've gone through a box or 2 of the ANEW Retinol. Gone through a few boxes of those. Now back to the makeup application. I always start off with spraying my face with some type of primer water. And so going back to the empties, I've gone through a Coconut Wet n Wild little spray primer. And so now I'm on my rose one, which I've already sprayed on my face. And then you go to a primer, which I've already applied. And my new favorite right now is the AVON Ink Lasting Primer. It is a collaboration with the Face Shop, and I love this one. It has greatly helped with filling in my pores around my nose, and I don't put hardly any. I mean, I put like half a pea size, that much. And I apply here, here, and here, and I just kind of spread it out. And I've been applying a little bit, which I don't usually do, over any of these acne marks when they're raised, and it helps smooth them out so they're not so raised and makeup goes over them a lot smoother. But again, thin layer, and I can kind of feel it on my skin spreading out. But I can feel it making your skin smooth. It helps the makeup adhere better and last longer throughout the day. I've already put some on my nose. Just add a little bit more. Next in my lineup would be my foundation. So today I'm just going to go a little bit lightweight with the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. This one doesn't make me like super, super matte, but it does give me, excuse me, some decent coverage. And just helps even out my complexion. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't have a pump. And so what I tend to do is I spray my makeup brush, my foundation brush, Morphe Y7, with a little bit of my primer. And it'll help my makeup adhere better. So a little bit of my primer, make it last. I've gone through a few of these. Here's an empty. And then I apply my makeup. And again, this one doesn't have a pump, so I just have to put it on with my finger, which I don't like. Try not to talk too much, so this video is not like an hour long, because it doesn't typically take that long to do your makeup because you're not talking. And I spread it out a little. And my jewelry, which is AVON, Valentine's, will be listed below. But as you see, it just evens out my complexion, kind of minimizes the redness. And it does a pretty good job, I feel. And I've got that bottle on sale, which is normally like $5 or $6. I got $2 off, so pretty cheap makeup for what it does. And again, my problem spots are around my nose. And so I tend to add a little bit more on my cheeks because, again, I have more spots on my cheeks. And forgive me if this is not even because I don't have my mirror in front of me where I usually do my makeup. I'll fix it when I go off camera before I go out in public, hopefully. Down your neck, please, ladies. Blend so you don't have a mask. And I feel that's enough. And again, I'm just going to run errands. Today's my day off. And I'm going to use a kind of a foundation powder so it'll help even out my complexion even more. But it's very lightweight. I mean, I don't even feel it on my face. And there we go. I have wild frizzy hair today because this has got the heater on. And it's cold weather, so my hair is a little wild. Which I think I say that in every one of my videos. All right, there we go. Makeup on. Let's see. Concealer. And I'm kind of a concealer crazy. I buy tons of concealer. I don't like the color or the coverage or the formula. And I've learned to take it easy on the concealer. This is not an Instagram video or post. You don't need to pack it on, ladies. You just need it to do a little bit of coverage. And you can't cover up everything. Our skin is meant to show. And so this is a very cheap concealer that works well, in my opinion. I just don't like the applicator. It's weird. And I learned from another YouTuber, apply some on your hand. This one is very orange. And let it warm up with your skin. I mixed that one with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage. This is another cheap, great concealer. This one is way too light. So I always mix it with something darker. This one's really yellow too. So this yellow, a little bit of orange mixed together. And I always do it on my hand, middle finger, so the minimal amount of pressure. And this is how I do it. My opinion, you do you, whatever works for you. And then I dab one here, dab one there, because that's my darkest spots. And I blend it out, and I use it as like a second layer of primer for your eyeshadow. Oh shoot, I put my actual eyeshadow primer on. And I just spread it out and even it out. And I'm not trying to cover up the sins of the world. I'm just trying to even out my complexion. I do have dark eyelids, so it helps minimize that too. I'm gonna have a little bit of eyeshadow today, not anything too crazy, like I said. And that's pretty much all I'm trying to do. And you'll see I use this extra to help clean up my eyebrows when I put my eyebrows on. And that's it. Just keep patting till you blend it out. Don't pack it on. Because if you're my age, the more you pack it on, the more your wrinkles are going to show. And everyone has wrinkles and creases underneath their eyes, no matter what age you are. But the older you get, the more makeup you pack on, the worse it looks. There we go. Evened out complexion. Luckily, I'm not too red today. And luckily, the everyday puffiness of my I can't talk of my allergies has gone down quite a bit since I've been up. There we go. So now we're going to put on some under eye powder. I didn't get an under eye powder brush, so we'll use one of these. Let's see, what do we have? Here we go. I usually use like a flat foundation brush to pack on the powder. This one's just a little bit smaller than normal, but it'll still work. So I love this one. It's lightly yellow. It's a banana powder, and it brightens up your under eyes to set my under eye concealer. And again, just a few little dabs. Start right there. And it just sets that so it minimizes the wrinkles. Again, it's going to wrinkle. It's going to crease. This just minimizes it. See the brightening compared to this one? But you don't want to put too much on because then it's going to, it's going to accentuate your wrinkles. This is just to set it so it stays longer. You can see the one spot where I didn't get any concealer right there. It's a little bit darker. And I'm going to put some actual eyeshadow primer on too to help my eyeshadow stay today, which I'm just going to run errands, so it's not, I'm not trying to wear it like 12 hours. And there we go, that's it. Not much on my brush, I'm just pushing it in. And it'll still feel slightly tacky, like right there, but I'm going to add a little bit of my face powder toward here. That's it. I go crazy right now because I have no makeup on, but there we go. And we are going to set the rest of our face, Milani. And this is a heavier powder, meaning it has more coverage, not heavy weight on your face. So it works well with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation because the Maybelline Fit Me is medium to light coverage. So these two together, in my opinion, work well on a minimum day. And they last pretty good throughout the day. So a powder brush. And as you can see, this is about ready to go in my empties bin. And I just set the rest of my face. And I keep one of these in my purse too, just for touch-ups throughout the day. This one has a set, not as bad as the Coty Airspun. The Coty Airspun works well too with this foundation because I have the extra coverage one. But the smell sometimes is overpowering. As you can see, it's set my face. It gives a little bit of coverage. And you can still see my acne scars, but, I'm a real person. It's like everybody else. I have scarring and wrinkles. And there we go. I'll probably do a little bit of bronzing, no contouring, nothing crazy. And that's it. And I always feel like where it's tacky, especially on my cheeks, because I'm going to do blush and bronzer. Those are the spots I don't want to, patchy. And then we're done with our powders. Bronzer, all-time favorite. I can still smell it even with my stuffy nose. So those I'm going to use. And most of my brushes that I'm using today, besides my Morphe foundation brush, this is my all-time favorite, are BH Cosmetics. Great company. This is from a set. This is one of many of the set. Most of them you can get for under $20, a whole set. And some of these brushes I've had 7-8 years, washed them. They've gone through beating. No shedding. I can honestly say one set out of probably 20 I've purchased have actually been a fail. And they're, surprisingly, it was my first set that I bought that had natural bristles in it. And I don't know if it's just me. Let me know if you guys have had the same. But natural bristles feel weird on my face. They feel more rough. They, when you wash them, they flare out different. They don't go back to their natural fluffy shape after you use them. I've even bought those little mesh little things that you put over to help shape them. Nope, and they're rough. The eyeshadow brushes and the blush brush. Unless I'm being overly sensitive, but I don't like them. That was one set I bought from BH Cosmetics. All the other ones have been synthetic and no problems. And I bought natural hair bristle brushes from Coastal Scents. No problems with those. They just dry differently. But BH Cosmetics had one set that has natural bristles. And most of, I would say 95% of their brush sets have synthetic, which I would rather use. A little bit of bronzer, put some life back in my face. And this, sorry, this is the deep bronzer, which I don't understand deep. That's not deep. Next we're gonna go to eyeshadow. So the eyeshadow palettes I'm using today are from AVON. They're the new ones out right now. This is a blush and highlighter, and this is the Send Roses kind of Valentine's Day set. Again, gonna do a natural, minimal eyeshadow application. Do my brows next. And a few of the brow pencils that I've gone through, again from BH Cosmetics, have been, and this one I like it, but I've broken a few. And this is the HD brow pencil from BH Cosmetics, and this one is brunette. I've gone through a few of these. And they also have a thicker one, which is HD brow pencil. This is a thicker, kind of an angled type deal, which I've gone through a few of those. And I think, again, in brunette, brunette's my color. So my little setup that I use for my brows, and also my current favorite, which I like it, it's pretty soft, but it still stays pretty good, is from AVON. And it's all wiped off the color, but I know it's brunette, their brow pencil. This is my little carve out brush, and I use with the concealer left over on my hand. And this is the another HD brow pencil, which they've come out, they're better. I don't know if I just got a messed up one, because I turned it up and it fell off, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? But I use this one kind of just to carve out the beginning. The other one is a thicker, just rounded normal brush to carve out that. But I'm going to do my brows off camera because I didn't bring a mirror up close. So I'm just going to do the eyeshadow. I'm going to do brows and mascara off camera, but eyeshadow and blush right now with eyeshadow application. I think I've gone through all of my empties besides an eyeshadow primer, which I forgot to apply. This is one I've used up and I won't buy just because it's a good product, but there's so many drugstore options that work well and at a cheaper price point. But I got this in a sample that I bought an eyeshadow palette with. It works well, nothing against it, but I'm not going to pay that much money for a primer. The primer that I'm going to use, and I got in a Boxycharm box, is this one. I mean, giant tube compared to, this one works well, and it does give you some coverage. Not as much as like the P. Louise, which I've never used it, but this one does give you some decent coverage. And it may be too dark, the color, for some people. I already have my powder over it, so it might not work as well. But I have problems with patchiness right there, and I think because I have some texture. And I typically put it through my eyebrows. Try to focus right there. And I put a little bit, whatever's left over underneath to make, you know, if you put any liner on, stay. And I'm just going to grab that brush that I used to set it with. Where did I throw it? Whatever powder might be on there, just to set that eyeshadow powder a little bit, just to help it stick better. Some people set their eyeshadow primer with powder, some people don't. I feel that if I don't, just a little tiny bit, my eyeshadow gets a little patchy. I mean, it gets patchy anyway, but it just depends on your shadow you're using, and your skin, and your primer. There's lots of variables there. There, that's it. Go to some eyeshadow applications. So we're going to start off with the fluffy blending brush, again from a BH Cosmetics set. This is a marble purple one. It's pretty. I'm going to use the mid-tone pink in this palette right there as my transition shade. So if you don't know, a transition shade is just your shade that's going to go about here. It's not going to show up much. You cover most of it, but it helps the brighter, prominent color, which you're going to put right here, blend out better, so there's not that stark line difference. And I'm sorry about the barking. My neighbor's dogs are, I don't know, something like they have a kennel next door, which I know they don't. I don't know why everybody's in an uproar. If you can hear barking dogs. Fortunately, my dogs are quiet, surprisingly. All right, and you see it's just a transition shade. Some people put it higher up. I have slightly hooded lids, so I kind of make a false crease, because my crease is covered in there. And this is technically my crease is right there, but when I close my eye, you can't see it, so I kind of go a little higher. Just some basic rule of thumbs. Ooh, I see that wind outside. Thinking of how cold it is out there with 38 degrees. Not complaining, it's not snowing. And I just build it up. This one doesn't have a lot of pigment, but I kind of like that when you can build it up. Because then you can just, and if you, because you can pack your brush on. I'm just doing a little at a time. You can pack a lot on your brush, but then if you put too much, it's hard to blend out. If you add little by little, you kind of look and see I need to add more. But I do like this palette. It's pretty for the Valentine's Day, and it has, it does resemble a palette, which I'm not going to say. Talked about this before. I think it's about $15 or $20 from AVON. And I like it. This is something new for them. They're trying to come up with more bigger palettes, more themed holiday palettes. They had a few during Christmas, so I'm not complaining. Their eyeshadows usually aren't that pigmented, and these holiday palettes and this one that came out for Valentine's Day have been fairly pigmented, as you can tell. So I think I've got enough there. And I usually open my eyes, and I want to slightly see it there. My eyes are a little puffy right now too, so right here is puffier than normal, so it's covering up some of my. I think we got that down. So now we're going to work on a little bit deeper color, which they don't necessarily have in here, so I'm going to probably try this color right there. So we'll see. I think this is the second or third time I've used this palette. And this brush it doesn't necessarily have a packer honor type brush. So I'm going to get a brush from a different palette, which again is a BH Cosmetics palette. And this is the type of brush I like to use because it's more, I guess, densely packed, shorter bristles, so you can focus your colors right in there. The fluffier the brush, more blended out your colors will look. The more packed in, smaller, the more concentrated your colors will go in there. So just a rule of thumb. I don't usually like to put a shimmer. Well, I do, but this one seems too shimmery, so. And it may, I don't think so. I think it's going to work well. Yeah, perfect. So kind of the V there, first half or third. Pack it on. And like I said, this color is going to kind of not see it, and that's exactly the point. You just want a color to kind of transition, or your blending color. That's what they call it, transition color, because you're transitioning to the other colors. There we go. And as you can see, not much fallout under my eyes because I've just little at a time. I don't pack on the brush a lot, and there's not much fallout in the palette either, so that's pretty nice. Let's see, what are we doing next? And now I typically use my fingertip. I'm going to use one of these shimmery colors, which I'll go in with this one. See that? It's pretty. I tend to pack these on with my finger. They work better, and they tend to very pretty. This one seems more pink. That one's more deeper mauve. That's more bronze, and that's more gold. So I like the little layout of this. You kind of have like your sections. Like this section can go together, this section can go together, this section, this one. So you kind of have 4 looks there, I think. You can go for like the deeper, medium, more natural, more pink, and then just the nude kind of look. And I'm kind of going in the middle. Very pretty shimmer. And as you can see, the more I pack it on, the more shimmer you get. Well, I guess this natural look went to a brighter pink. See, and if I want to intensify that crease, I can. If I can find the brush I used, that would be nice. I think it was this one, fluffy brush. But I'm not going to intensify it. I'm just going to try to intensify my crease now that I know kind of the layout. You could not add any more color and just, you know, blend it out together. You want to always do that too, because they're always going to overlay each other. So if I want to intensify my crease right here, I just add a little bit of that darker color and just go right along the crease. Or just go right along right there. And you see the difference here? It's a slight difference. I'm just setting my brush right in my crease. And that's why these little rounded brushes work well for that. And I still have my blending brush. I'm not adding any more product. Putting it away because I'm done. And just blending the darker color. I just put it on, just blending all the edges so they look smooth. Now this is a more natural look to me because everything's blended out. If you want to make it more intense for going out or the evening look, you know, where you can see the stark lines. And I would use one of these darker colors for my kind of liner effect. I don't wear a lot of eyeliner. I tend to use the darkest color in the palette or pick a darker color from another palette, and I use it to line my lash line top and bottom. And I just put it in here, and of course now I'm staring right at it and I can't find the little liner one. Right there. So I typically use, you know, the liner one of these. This one has a little bit of other colors on there. Okay. So I'm probably going to use, I'll probably use that and that one mixed together just to give it a little bit darker effect. And I don't have my magnifying mirror in front of me to face the right way, but just to deepen my lash line, make a little liner effect out here. And I also usually add my blending color to my bottom lash line. I'll show you how I do it. Powder in your eye, don't do that. Because I don't use a lot of liquid liner. I don't use liner in my waterline. Because no matter what liner I've tried, even high-end, they don't last and my eyes water all day long. Even when I'm not having allergies. As you see, I added a little bit of liner effect, just made my lash line look darker. But I get a smaller, fluffier, and these are my favorite brushes that I'm pulling out now to do all of this. So this is a smaller, fluffier brush, and I use the same color that I used up here. I just use it to blend out the bottom. Because to me that lash line is too stark. I don't like the black eyeliner look. But when I look at other women that have the liquid liner perfect cat eye, I'm like, I wish I could do that. But you know, you always look at yourself and think that's not going to work well with you. And that's it. I think I'm done with that. I'm going to add some blush. Again, Blushed in Love, the new AVON blush and highlight palette. There's a very shimmery blush, very similar to another blush that's very popular. But it just gives you a little pop of color, which I like. And again, it's not very pigmented, but you don't always want a pigmented blush. Well, it is, but I like a lighter blush. The difference where I can build it up and not have like bam, color and then blush is hard to blend out. That's why you want to set your foundation, because if you don't, your foundation is tacky and you add blush, it's going to stick right there and it's going to be harder to blend out. And there we go. And that is the blush. It's pretty shimmery, but some people don't like. But when you look at it, it's very shimmery. But on your cheeks, you know, it adds almost a highlight to the tops of your cheeks. I'm going to add the highlight just for giggles, just so you can see. It's kind of it's hard to see it. It's almost a rose gold. Again, not very shimmery, but you'll see. It's not a bling highlighter, but I think it gives you just enough, and it works well with the blush. Now you just hit your high points of your face, so when you turn your nose, your cupid's bow, my chapped lips, and there we go, and that's it. I'm going to do my brows and my mascara offline, because again, the mascara over there, and I don't have my big mirror in front of me because I'm blind, but that's the extent of it. Other empties I have in here, the only other one would be an Avon perfume, the purse sprays. I love them. They fit in my purse so well. Little small spray one you can take with you. I already told you I've used this. Love this to spray my face before I apply my makeup. Loves this to set my face. Other than that, the eyebrow brushes, and I'm going to finish up doing my brows. I'll use this to set my brows. And that's it. Hope y'all are having a warm winter day. Hope you enjoyed this video. My Avon Valentine's jewelry will be listed below. Hope y'all having a great day, and thanks for watching, and thank you for your support in advance. Thumbs up, like, leave me a comment on some of your favorite looks, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.